Welcome to What a Story. Story 1. I met Alana during our sophomore year in college, and things just clicked. We moved in together after graduation, adopted a dog, and even started talking about getting married. Everything seemed perfect. A couple of weeks ago, my cousin hosted a family barbecue. It was one of those big family gatherings where you see relatives you didn't even know you had. Alana had met most of my immediate family, but not the extended ones, so she was a bit nervous, but excited. Halfway through the event, I went inside to grab some more drinks. As I was heading back out, I overheard a conversation between Alana and my distant aunt. They were talking about a recent trip Alana had taken with a friend to Cabo. This was news to me. Alana had told me she went on a work retreat. My aunt, being the chatty type, was going on about how she saw the pictures on Facebook of Alana and this friend looking very cozy. Alana was laughing it off, saying they were just good friends and that the photos were taken out of context. I decided to play it cool for the rest of the barbecue, not wanting to cause a scene. But once we got home, I confronted Alana. At first, she denied it. But when I mentioned the photos, she broke down. Turns out, the friend was an ex-boyfriend from high school. They reconnected on social media a few months ago and had been seeing each other behind my back. She swore it was a mistake, that she got caught up in the nostalgia. I'm still trying to figure out my next steps. It's hard to believe that a casual family barbecue could lead to such a revelation. Any advice or similar experiences would be appreciated. Update. I took some of your advice to heart and decided to talk to Alana about the pictures. She was hesitant at first, but eventually agreed to delete all the photos of her and this friend from her social media. I thought that would be the end of it, but boy, was I wrong. Later that night, as we were in bed, Alana's phone buzzed with a notification, and I took a peek. It was a message from the same guy, asking why she had deleted all their pictures and expressing how mad he was about it. What caught my attention, though, was the way he phrased it. Why did you delete our photos? I thought we were in this together. He was acting as if he was her boyfriend. I decided to play along and responded as if I were Alana. The conversation that followed was a revelation. Turns out they had been officially together for over a year. He had no idea about me. And from the sounds of it, Alana had been leading a double life, juggling two relationships simultaneously. So I decided to send him a voice note, explaining who I really was and the situation at hand. He had been in the dark just as much as I had. We hatched a plan. I invited him over the next morning, wanting to confront Alana together. Seeing the look on her face when she saw both of us in the living room was something I'll never forget. The guilt, the shame, the realization that her game was up. After a tense conversation, I decided it was best to walk away from the whole situation. I said my goodbyes, wished them both the best, and left. It's been a tough few days, but I'm slowly coming to terms with everything. Thanks to everyone who offered advice and support. Sometimes the truth hurts, but it's better than living a lie. Wow, that was intense. What would you have done in that situation? Would you have confronted Alana right at the barbecue? Or would you have waited like the storyteller did? Comment below with your thoughts. Now prepare yourself for the next tale. Ever imagined finding out about a betrayal from someone you've spent almost a decade with? Dive in as we unravel a heart-wrenching tale from the perspective of a husband who felt his world crumble beneath him. Story 2. Getting over it. I discovered this summer that my wife of 9 years had cheated on me several times with a coworker, although we had almost gone down the road of reconciliation. I later discovered that she had in fact been sexting with him for at least 4 years. Since our daughter was 2 years old, this pretty much spelled the end of the marriage. I've been living apart from her for a month now, and we've been sharing 50-50 custody of our daughter. Co-parenting is going all right. I've asked that we limit communication to email as much as possible, and I've blocked her and her friends and family from Facebook. I've taken some time from work, using vacation entitlements, to recharge and work through my grief. We've had some sticking points, but I've been able to shield my daughter from the chaos, if not from some of the tension. I like to think that I'm doing all the things. I researched divorce laws and drafted a separation agreement that I could live with. I've been seeing a therapist to help me process. I've been able to lean into work, time off aside, and deliver a project with a great deal of success. I'm leaning into a group of rock star friends who have really showed up for me. I'm following my passions and doing things for me that get me out of the house on weeks where I don't have my daughter. That said, the whole ordeal has been a hell of a blow to both my self-esteem and to my overall mental health. I'm barely sleeping. I keep having intrusive thoughts about the lead up to the affair and the frigging mountain of bald-faced lies that supported it. AG, I actually asked her years ago if I had anything to worry about with this guy, and she told me he wasn't even her type. I've got this constant pit in my stomach and a feeling of a weight on my chest. If I'm being honest, the relationship itself had not been great for years. Even before she apparently started cheating. I wanted out years ago, but was staying with her because of a medical condition she had, and because I had made those pesky in sickness and in health vows. A part of me is relieved that the whole thing is over, and I know I can do better. Any tips for moving forward, other than giving it time? How do you other chumps get over the physical symptoms of betrayal? A user said, "Somebody please tell what the fuck is wrong with people today. I'm sorry you're going through this, but you must realize this is in no way a reflection upon you. So what lame excuse did your wife come up with for her being such a shitty spouse in person? Update me." The op replied, "For the cheating. I figured this would be good dynamite for the relationship. For the years of sexting after convincing me that her condition left her uninterested in sex. I figured that would be easier than working on us." The user said, "Jesus, so was she wanting out of the relationship?" The op replied, "Yeah, but really liked all the comforts that came with it, and didn't have the character or backbone to say it straight. She had a few outs too. We talked about divorcing a few times, and then she would commit to working on the relationship. Meanwhile, she was sabotaging it with her schmoopsie. She gaslit me for years. The missing context here is that I tried to keep her for years through the medical issue, and she wouldn't meet me. I suggested counseling, sex therapy, etc., all of which she turned down. I wasn't the perfect husband, but I was very sympathetic to her struggle and tried to find solutions. If anyone checked out, it was her. Heartbreaking, isn't it? How do you cope with betrayal, especially when it's been ongoing for years? Share your thoughts and coping strategies in the comments below. And if you have a story of your own or know someone who does, feel free to share it with our community. Let's support each other and learn from our collective experiences. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life stories that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video.